this presentation, we are going to tackle the dangers of the science-industrial complex and the too good to be true promises of transhumanism.
The human genome is about 3 gigabases long, which boils down to 750 megabytes. This is about the same code amount that is found in the total of 3 Mozilla browsers. The language of DNA is digital, but it is not binary code like a computer. Where binary encoding has zeros and ones to work with, DNA has 4 positions, T, C, G, and A. These letters are used to represent the 4 informational nucleotide bases of a DNA strand.
Synthetic biologists bring different useful functions from nature together in a new organism, or alternatively, create entirely new functions that do not exist in nature. Let's repeat that again. New functions that do not exist in nature. As to whether freedom was once for real remains arguable. Has freedom ever existed at all? Yes, there have been some moment in time we could feel freer, but that does not mean that we were indeed free. Technology sold to us as a problem solver starts to look like an endless deception. It becomes increasingly clear that we are losing the little freedom we have left, if we ever had any. Nick Bostrom's warning should be taken very seriously, although that does not prevent him from promoting transhumanism as our inescapable future, the only option we have left. Evolve or die is an evolutionist mindset that does not add up. Scientists are slowly understanding collaboration's role in biology, and many begin to feel Darwin had something to offer, at least in understanding the animal world. But all his theories were simplified and elevated to a doctrine in the generations after his passing. The paradigm shift is here. Nagels is one of the world's leading philosophers of mind, and although he's an atheist, he argues that the materialist approach to life and mind has failed to explain consciousness, intentionality, meaning and values. This failure threatens to unravel the entire naturalistic worldview in biology, evolutionary theory, and cosmology. We need a new kind of science. There is for us a better choice. We definitely are pro-technology, but anti-AI, and for an obvious reason. Because Earth is not an environment suitable for AI, which is a binary species, while we humans are of a trinary kind. We cannot give away our consent to an invasive algorithm such as AI. It is only when understanding the long-term goal of synthetic biology that the real danger about AI reveals itself.
Transhumanism movement is evolving as the lines between man and machine are being more and more blurred these days. So in this video, we're going to go over this, synthetic biology explained. We're going to take a look at this article, synthetic organisms are about to challenge what alive really means. We're also going to look at these various DNA synthetic biology companies that are popping up all over the place. And we're going to take a look at this article, which shows that Heather Reisman just donated $100 million to AI research at the University of Toronto. So
we do not believe in economics in any shape or form because the concept of competition is meant to take advantage from other people legally. However, it is also puzzling as how AI and synthetic biology may become the biggest growth opportunities this century when automation is set to take over millions of jobs, leaving up to 70% of population on universal basic income within the next 15 years or so. So we read that synthetic biology was set to reach up to $1.5 trillion by 2025. Sequencing a person's entire genomic code costs as low as $100. And by 2030, AI was expected to boost our global GDP by 15.7 trillion. In our view, if automation causes so much unemployment, even basic income will barely help people go by. And the following question comes to mind. Which growth are economists talking about?
Computer programming language, but as you have already seen, there are some startling analogies between DNA and computer code. We can view each cell as a CPU, or a central processing unit, running its own kernel. As you probably know, in computing, the kernel is the main component of most computer operating systems. It's a bridge between applications and the actual data processing done at the hardware level.
Moreover, we should be extremely worried at the prospect of our DNA being traded on the world stock exchanges as a commodity. Because the fact is that human energy has always been the only and sole currency. This digital servitude will eventually need to be addressed because nothing good will come out of it.
Case has been made, and I think it's a pretty good case that science fiction, a lot of what is passed off on society as science fiction, is actually really predictive programming. I mean,
But the implications have far-reaching effects because our food supply is managed by chemical giants too heavily involved in synthetic biology, and this means that much of our food supply is already at risk. Since the long-term side effects of ingesting particles that do not exist in nature are unknown. As said earlier, AI is a binary synthetic intelligence. Humans are a trinary species. And the reality is that the aim of AI self-improving algorithm is to mimic humanity's DNA and collective unconscious. In the meantime, the media work on shaping people's perceptions that genetic manipulation is desirable and beneficial. But for most scientists, it is just an opportunity to stand out while indefinitely deferring valuations and decisions. It is this business attitude in science that is completely immoral, considering that such research is directly tested on people. But here comes an eye-opener. Researchers at the Columbia University Medical Center sequenced the entire genome of the CRISPR-edited mice to search for mutations and found more than 100 additional deletions and insertions, along with more than 1,500 mutations. Clearly, all research must be stopped until we have learned the meaning of empathy as a society first. Merge or become irrelevant is a Darwinian mindset that has no place in post-materialist science.
why is this depravity stronger and more lethal now in the 2001 epoch than at any other time in recorded human history? Because in the past, man could exculpate himself by pleading ignorance. But in the revelation of the method making manifest of all that is hidden era, man knows.
The correlation between AI and synthetic biology narrates the untold story that we are on the brink of creating a synthetic world and life forms, and that does not bode well for humanity as a whole.
The amazing and complex, intelligent communication functions of DNA are myriad. They are too numerous to recount and explain in a short and simple video such as this. But the fact remains, purposed and directed information exchange is continuously conducted within the human genome and the DNA-RNA functions that make it up. Purposed and directed information exchange. You decide. Random, traumatically mutated, non-purposed, accidental evolution, or intelligent design? Any truly intelligent person knows the intelligent answer to that question.
DARPA awarded Ginkgo Bioworks and Transcriptic $9 million to bring AI into the lab. The industry partners will use the money to train artificially intelligent laboratory robots. And of course, robots will not only be cheaper, but for sure not blow the whistle. Indeed, what could go wrong? Our ecocides are the direct result of using technology for profit at the expense of life, and remaining oblivious to the next threat is going to void our efforts to ever restore biodiversity. But in order to achieve such a leap forward, and before anything else, we need to create a money-free world. Individualism has obviously run its course, and the time has come for a system change.